childbirth, right? Right?
If you put it that way, that's
That's
correct.
not if you put it that way. That's how it is. If you can't, if a
Okay, so
man, no, ma'am, no, no, I don't do, I do logic. 54% of men are single and childless. So by that fact, they cannot be taken advantage of when it comes to having children. True or false?
that is true.
Okay, so we move 54 out of 100 away. There's 46 left. 30 of those men are married. They can't be taken advantage of because their children are coming from a marriage. True or false?
That is true.
So there's only that 54 and that 30% is 84. That's over 80%. So there's 16 left. And the 16 left are producing 80% of the children. So in what you're saying is black women are taking advantage of 16% of men who are loose with their seed and making the lion's share of children in black America.
I am saying I have said that. Yes.
Well, then I think the problem ain't the men.
No, I
If
never
it-
said with the men.
Well, but why pick that 16% if they can and why they're picking them because they will allow themselves to just have babies all over the place. And if you did something very simple, how many of those 16%, if you made marriage a requirement, would they still reproduce? If you had to be married before you could produce a child, would women still be doing it? So I guess the point I want to kind of get into, man, is the problem is not with the men. The problem is black men are leaving kids everywhere. Women are choosing to have kids with a minority of black men. And there's a case that can be made that that's not the best majority. Are those 16%? Are they the Rhodes scholars and the movers and shakers and the leaders of industry?
No. Can I say something a little
Go ahead. Go ahead.
unintelligent, but try to
Go
make a
ahead.
point here? Um, what you're saying is correct there. However, say for instance, the woman is trying to get a high value man, and I'm going to athletics because my scope in life is very
You're going to
is not
athletics?
small. Yes, athletics and the guys that make it big income there. A lot of women, on NFL too as well. They go with those. They
Well,
meet these
first off, I need to
guys
be
and
clear. I need
get
to be
married.
clear. I need to be clear. I don't consider those guys to be high value just because
Oh,
they make
okay.
money.
Oh, so we're not classifying them as high
Well,
value.
not automatically. Not automatically. High value is
Okay.
more than just money. But go ahead. I just need to make that
True.
distinction.
From a woman's perspective, then I would say it that way.
Go ahead.
And then the women, multiple women, and coming like a financial hustle, it's a financial hustle.
So, so,
Uh,
so.
so, so it goes back to what I was
No,
trying to say
ma'am,
about the
it
average
doesn't.
man.
No, it doesn't, ma'am. How many men are in the
Not many.
NFL? Thank you. So why are we
Not
talking
many
about
when you
that?
talk about
So why are we
global
talking
numbers.
about
Yeah.
that? I mean, that's not the majority of the men. That's not the majority of the situation. In this
So you
situation,
say,
ma'am, you asked initially started with our community and asked why these children are being left fatherless to reproduce with men that they would not marry. What do we do if 80% of our children are being selected or being made by mothers who pick this way?
and at that point, I was kind of asking, is there responsibility on the side of the male to be about his seed to say, hey, if I'm going to play, I'm going to not leave that age. I
Man,
mean,
man, no, it's no.
oh,
Look,
no,
you keep trying to percent of children being made by 16% of the men.
right.
They can
That's
only
not
marry
that.
stop, man.
Mhm. Yes,
They can only marry one woman.
I understand that,
So how much
but
you can't
but
put that much responsibility on 16%? No, man. Responsibility, the responsibility comes back to women, and they're choosing to pick men to make reproduce with that aren't their husbands.
so Kevin, can I ask this question from a man's perspective though?
Go ahead.
If And I know we're talking about 60% of the population, and you're talking about the other 85,
I'm
84%.
talking about what matters. Yes.
Right, I got you. Um, why is it that the men wouldn't worry about who has their seed and raising their child? And
What are you
particularly
talking
if they
about? The
had
men
a
wouldn't.
butcher.
Which men? The 16% who making most of the kids?
Okay, can we talk about that for a second? Would
I,
let me that
I don't.
latitude?
Okay. What are you asking? Why guys who are okay?
What,
Man,
what,
listen, stop,
how can it go
stop. No,
that
no, no,
way?
man. Because that's ultimately, man.
Yeah,
Do you have any children?
I did.
Are all your children by one man?
Yes,
Do you know women who have children by multiple men?
I do, and I see
Do
this
you
all
know
the
that?
time.
Excuse me. Do you think
Sorry.
these women? Do you think these women under? You know, women who have children by multiple men, but you chose to have all your kids by one man because it was a
Right.
choice. Man,
No choice. Right.
you cannot hope. If a man is reckless with his seed, do you not think women know that this man would? Do you not realize that there are women out there who just want babies and don't want to be married?
I do. I'm a social worker. I do.
Well, then, damn it, then how you gonna stop that? You stop. And how you fix this? Stop paying for them. Let them go make a baby, and then stop giving them any kind of aid. If you decide to go make babies with a man who's a serial impregnator, you live on what you can live on. But how does that
I
affect them?
agree.
The bigger question is why are women making babies out of wedlock with men who are, like I said, there's only 16% of men responsible for the lion's share of kids. Even if that 16% of men became born again Christians and married their baby mama, they can't marry them all. In
We were
Memphis,
duped.
Memphis, what would you have? Three men who had 87 children. Do you not think
I
those
do remember
80?
on Ayana,
Well, do you not? Then those women knew about each other.
and they knew about it. They knew about
So where does the responsibility lie? With the man?
it. You know what, Kevin? I wish there were more men that say the stuff that you say because I will tell you, I was raised with a dad in the household. He was definitely me and my sister and my brother, no kids in the family. But this open conversation, I never had this. I wish I'd have had this. I'm going to give it to
Man, what
my
do you
girls.
mean? What do you mean more men that say what I say? 54% of our
Just
men are no man.
tell the
Man,
truth.
no man, hold on, man. No, no, no. See, that's why I push
To
back.
tell the truth about
No, ma'am,
life. I
stop,
didn't
stop,
know
stop,
this.
stop, stop, stop.
Seriously, Kevin.
Can't overtalk me, lady.
You can't overtalk
You
me.
just can't keep doing that.
That we're not gonna
You
do.
act like I'm the first person that's been saying this. If 54% of black men are single and childless, these conversations have been happening my entire life. The problem ain't the conversation. The problem is who y'all ain't listening, doing what the hell you want to do, and then coming back and playing innocent. I didn't know. I didn't know. Yeah, you knew. You have to unmute yourself, but you were over talking me.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was muted. Okay,
Well, because I told you you were over talking me, and that won't work. But man, we're
I'm
about the
sorry.
same age. These
Yes.
conversations have been going. As long as I've been on the planet, men have been having these conversations. The problem is not the conversation. The problem is the reality is that our women did what the hell they
Hmm.
wanted to. They did what
We
they
gotta
wanted
have to.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
quit talking to me. And now the chickens have come home to roost. They thought I don't need no man. I'm strong, independent, blah blah blah. And now at 40 plus years old, the dynamics have changed.
So you ain't never told a lie on that one. I'm not going to disagree with that. I thought I had the lifetime.
Well, so
I
men
thought I had a
have,
lifetime.
like it or not, men have had to suffer this shit. Now, I mean, Brittany, go ahead and unmute yourself. Hold on. Hey, Brittany, how are you? Hold on, Jamaica.
I'm good, Kevin. How are you?
Good. What do you got on the topic? What are we talking about?
For me, I think it's pointless for you to have this conversation with these women because guess what? Most of them they're in denial. Because even when you say to a woman, "How can you have kids with somebody like that?" You know that he had kids already. You know that he's not around for his kids. They choose
Well,
not to own it and say, well, I choose to have a kid with this person because whatever, 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 and all of that. They're gonna
mm,
say, oh, I don't need him, I don't this, I don't that.
well, let me
The
tell you why it is.
conversation.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it is. Let me tell you why it is valuable. Because in this country, we have had 50 years plus of denial and confusion. There's too much information. You guys watch this platform. How many people aren't? And this needs to get out to a larger portion because I'm sorry, it in our community it has been studied that we are more susceptible to programming. And you go on Instagram, and how many times on Instagram or on Facebook on a daily basis do you see women who are popular, women in the mainstream, women who have are notable and have profiles, who are talking about they're having kids every day? You got some single mother pregnant. Now,
No lie.
tell me on the given day where you see as many or even one woman saying I'm getting married.
It's rare. It's very rare. Very, very rare.
So we have to keep drilling this home that even though we don't like hearing about it because we're getting exhausted from hearing the same story. It's like this is exhausting. Well, that's why I get it. Not everybody wants to do this. But there's so much there's been so much that has gone on. We gotta have the conversation because you gotta understand what's being programmed elsewhere. It's just one person, one
When
YouTube channel.
I understand what you're saying and I'm all for what you're saying. But when you do sit a woman and you tell them that, listen, we don't want to make the same mistakes that we see people making. And people choose to be single parent. I know women who choose to be single parent. And then you see when I'm childless, I will say to them, how can you choose to be a single parent? I curse every day. I'm not being a single mother. I do not want to be a single mother. Before I'm a single mother, I prefer not to have kids. And that's just how I see it. I'm not gonna
Well,
do it by myself. I tell them that they look at you, they cuss you out, they talk
well,
a lot of
they
bad
cuss you
things
out.
about you
Why do they cuss you out though? So
Cuss
you got to
you
get to that
out.
point. Why do they cuss you out?
Damn.
because they say that, oh, you talk white, oh, you this, you that,
No, they
oh,
talk, they
you're the
curse you.
Oreo.
Hold on. More than that, they curse you out because they have had 50 years of backup. You couldn't do this when I was a boy. You couldn't come to church pregnant without a husband. If you in the 60s popped up pregnant, you had to hide. You had to go somewhere. But now, not only can women show up in church with three kids from three different men, they can sit on the front row and get happy and flirt with the pastor
Damn.
because we don't have enough people talking about it because it's exhausting. But if we don't talk about it, you're going to continue to get cursed out because the backup is overwhelming. I saw three
This is the parking garages for Strivers Row.
and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok blowing up. And I'm like, where are the husbands? And in the comment section, all these black women, congratulations, girl, and and got the nerve to talk about God and everything else. I'm like, well, okay, cool, but where's the husband?
But in media now, even on Instagram, even on commercials, it is being what's being portrayed is that black woman we're supposed to be able to do without men. Because I was
Well,
seeing
the point is
a
you don't.
commercial.
The point is you you got to keep having the conversation. You got to keep having the conversation. You got to, and it didn't get this way overnight. It's not gonna get fixed overnight. So this content is not meant for people who want to. You might age out of this content. You may get to a different point, but that's what my Patreon and other things are for. But these kind of programs have to continue to go on because I got news for you. When you first got here, you probably had a different mindset than you did months later. Every day there's
Oh
somebody
yes.
new. Everybody, and then every day there's somebody new. Hold on. Hey, what's going on, Brittany?
Hi,
What's going on?
how are you?
I'm well. What do you got for
I
me?
wanted to call. I know we were talking about, well, before we went off on the conversation about the 54% and 16%. I wanted to talk about the more or less, and
Mm-hmm.
whereas we've had our conversations about me offering, we're wanting to offer more to get more, and I had a few questions
Go
in
ahead.
the dating, as we talk about being feminine and cooperative and things. How do you determine, or how should a woman determine, like, say, for example, sometimes I've been on dates and the man wants to take charge, make the order, talk to the server, order my food, and then sometimes a gentleman might like it if I order the food, or
Beta.
if I ask them what they want. How do you know? Is it a beta male, like alpha male thing?
I don't understand the question. I don't understand the question. Make it simple.
How do you gauge that you're being feminine based on how a man wants to take charge and wants you to take charge? If that makes sense.
Well, femininity is, see, that's one of the things that so many women today do. You don't turn femininity out just like you don't turn masculinity out.
Right.
In your feminine, okay, so let's say in this situation, you say you have a man and he wants to take charge and order the meal and everything else. Okay.
Right.
Then it proceeds as normal. Then you got a man who's sitting there and he wants you to order the food on a date.
Yeah, like I've been in situations where
then you keep your mouth closed.
Okay, so don't even try to step into that role.
No, let your stomach growl, drink some water, sit there looking at him like he's a goddamn fool. And then in 15, 20 minutes goes by, you don't do anything. Politely excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, get Uber, and get the fuck out.
Okay. All right. I guess if my thought process was trying to be cooperative or
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Have you ever seen a woman? Have you ever seen a woman who walks up to a door and has a man in her vicinity and she just stops at the door?
Oh, like walks up to a closed door?
Yeah, like going to a mall or something, and you go to a mall. You ever walk to a mall? Have you ever seen that? Huh?
I do that myself.
I mean, but now, do you see women who will just why? So the first time I ever saw that happen was a woman from I'm not gonna say where she's from. She just stood there. There's a security guard to the right of her, but her man, she stopped, and her husband was coming across the parking lot. She waited until he came and opened the door.
Right.
Why? She can open the door herself.
Well, I mean, how I was taught that men open doors.
Yeah, but what if you don't have a man behind you though? My point is that woman was living in her feminine. And there are things that you do and you don't do just because you can do things. That does not make you more cooperative or less cooperative. It doesn't. Just like this is a larger conversation. If you're getting men who are sending you confusing signals like that, I would say don't even go out on date one with them. Because if you're sitting at a meal with somebody, well, I guess that's okay. That's kind of harsh. If you go out on first date with somebody, that's fair. You got to get to meet somebody. If you're sitting across from somebody and you're not getting the vibe that they know how to take charge and just order a simple meal, and they wait for you to order, you start how you end. It's better to just end that situation. Because what happens for so many of you ladies is you'll try to do with this man what you want to try to do with that man, and with that man with this man, and then you mess it all up. Deal with the man. That's the point, because you try to make Frankenstein. Go back to the video. Women like monsters. I like the way this guy moves. I like the way this guy does this guy does that. Femininity is something you stay in. You don't get in and out. I'll make that as simple as possible. Go ahead.
Well, I don't want to. I think I was thinking too much into it because I try to be cooperative or, you know, get on someone's program, like you say, and it's just like, okay, if this is the kind of thing that he likes.
Getting on a program is fine, but I said it the other day when I was talking to men that we have to have a job description, and the job description comes with details and a list. And nothing in your job description says on the first date you should be ordering anything. That really doesn't make any sense. But and if he moves that way, if he moves that way on date one, it's probably going to show up other places too. And unless you want to move that way, don't start that way. Let me bring somebody else in as well.
All right, thank you.
Here's what I'm afraid that is going to be for so many of our women is that. So, yeah, that's why you always bring somebody in here doing this stuff. I don't get why. It's not open for guys yet. As we get into the holiday season, ladies, more or less, here's the question. As a woman, as a feminine asset, are you an asset in this season or are you a liability? Can you, because honestly, many men, I'm gonna just speak honestly from the hip. Ladies, a lot of men are just tired. One of the questions I get from men more than anything is, are these ladies being serious or are they playing dumb? Because a lot of guys are like, women can't really think this way. And the issue is, ladies, you need to know where you're starting with from your overall image in men's minds and then act accordingly. Here's the problem. So many women will feel like, well, I didn't do A, B, and C, so I should not have to do A, B, and C. That's bull. Let me tell you, when I was a young man in the 90s, I didn't do the things to tarnish the black male image, but I damn sure had to pay for them. I damn sure had to pay for them. I had to pay for them. Black men, understand something. How many times as a man, 50 or less, you had to pay for sins of the father? So, you're going, if you consider yourself to be a good woman, and I shouldn't have to deal with what they did or that, well, until you get a husband, you need to approach the market like, yeah, you do, because they don't know you. Hello, how are you? Precious? Hello?
Hi.
How are you?
So, good. I'm good. How are you?
How old are you?
22.
Okay, so what's the question?
So, I guess my question is, so what's the consequences for like the men who go ahead and, I mean, let's say they're in the top 20 or 16% and still do not have the, I guess, the characteristics of a good husband. What consequences do they face other than just still being praised compared to a woman who has all these qualities and still get treated unfair or poorly by a man in the top 20?
I don't understand what y'all doing. Okay, make it simple.
I guess what I'm trying to ask is, there's situations where men who are in the top 20 still end up divorcing a woman they got married to, or in some cases the woman is the person doing the divorce.
Man, make it simple.
Because the man.
Man. Take a breath. Make it simple.
Okay, what I'm asking is, what about men who are in the top 20 yet do not have husband qualities other than the money? You get what I'm trying to ask?
No, what it sounds like you're trying to ask is, what about the high value men who aren't good either? Sounds like another way of what about is it?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to ask, because
you're 22.
It seems like,
you're 22. You're 22.
Yeah.
Why are you worried about? Why are you worried about that?
Because I do I do want to get married super early, and I've talked to a lot of men that I feel like are high value, but at the same time, I feel like they really do not know how to be a husband. They just know they have money, a lot of money, and that's all they know, really. And I don't see the society judging them for not having the qualities a man should have as a
Well,
husband.
let's start off number
But
one.
I
Hold
see a
on,
lot of
hold on, hold on,
women
hold on,
being
hold on,
happy.
hold on, hold on. You're talking too much. You need to listen.
Okay.
First of all, a man can be have high value, but not be a high value man. And guess what? He may just decide to be a bachelor for the rest of his life. He can choose to do that. And how should he be judged?
But in some cases, if
No, I don't
right,
want
let's
to. I don't
say
want to hear about it in some cases. Man, what you're basically saying is it's not fair.
yeah, well, yeah.
So freaking what? The world lives in double standards, and the problem with you ladies is you like the double standards that benefit you, and the ones that go against you, you want change. Well, too bad. A man has a longer window. And a man can choose to, if he chooses to make himself a top earner and doesn't want to get married and wants to be an eligible bachelor and Leonardo DiCaprio or Jamie Foxx his way around the world, guess what? He can.
Okay, but don't you think that's what's fueling the toxic femininity we see today? Is
No,
men
I don't.
having that
No,
and
no,
women
I
not
don't.
working
No, I
hard?
don't. Because most women don't even qualify for a man like that.
Tell
You
them.
shouldn't have an opinion on a man like that if you ain't in his level at his level. If
Mm.
you're an average woman, what do you got? What the nerve of you to talk about a man like Jamie Foxx or Leonardo DiCaprio? And you're an average woman. He wouldn't pick you even if he was trying to get married. You don't rank for this guy. Ain't none of your business what those men do. Just like if you are an average man talking about what Rihanna does. What the nerve you talk about Rihanna? You ain't on her level. See, but that's a problem. Too many average ass women trying to talk about men who they don't qualify for and trying to make men up there be the reason why they aren't where they are. Toxic femininity is the problem, not toxic masculinity. Ain't shit toxic about being a man deciding that I don't want to get married. Married ain't worth it, especially with the way a lot of women move these days. What women are really bringing any value to these men? Look what Dr. Dre is dealing with. A lot of these other men. Why should these men want to do this kind of stuff? And at 22, more importantly, why is all this garbage in your head? You're
Mm.
22. Don't you have more positive things to be focusing on? No, see, it gives you something to talk about and something to blame. Because you said high value men. Are you ready to be a wife right now?
Yeah, I actually
Are
am,
you
but
qualified? Are you married?
no,
Okay. Are you qualified to be a wife right now?
I think so.
Okay. Uh, and the men you're dating towards marriage?
Yeah,
What makes these men high value? Because you said you dated
I
high.
guess
What makes these men high value?
I'm guessing their societal value. Like he had like a really stable job. He earned like a lot of money, and I guess I mean and that's your
No, no. I have very specific
definition of
parameters.
high value.
I have very specific
But
parameters for
his
being high value.
character was just
Excuse
garbage,
me.
is what I'm
Excuse
trying
me.
to say.
Excuse me.
And no one
Oh,
is
you
talking
over. Oh,
about
what are you
that.
doing? Like, can you not hear?
Huh?
When I'm, can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
His character was garbage. Okay. I have very specific parameters for what I consider to be a high value man. It's not just money. Were you raised with mom and dad?
Yeah.
Is your father, your mother and father still married?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your father helping you vet these men that you date?
Not entirely.
No. So you pick. So basically, you're choosing these men.
For the most part.
Okay. That's part of the problem. I don't think you ladies know how to choose effectively. But that's a whole nother category. That's a whole nother issue. I'm trying to get you to understand one thing because I'm getting feminist, womanist kind of vibes, and that equality, partnership kind of thing. Do you want to be a wife or
That's
do you want
really
to be a
not.
partner?
I want to be a wife. I mean, I grew up
Okay.
in like the traditional home where I
Okay.
mean, my mom, she had a job.
Okay.
She earned a good amount of money, but she was
Okay.
still like
Okay.
submissive.
Would you say your attitude on men is positive or negative?
My my my. Sorry, what?
Your mindset, your attitude, your thought
Towards
process
men.
towards men when it comes to relationships, marriage, and dating is positive or negative?
I'd say it varies by like
No, it's not. It's
what
not varies.
word.
Okay. It's either on the dark side of. Let's see. This ultimate man. You came in here with a whataboutism question, and at 22, I'm always fascinated about some of you. When life should be pretty damn happy, you're worried about stuff that has out that
I
has
mean, my
nothing.
mom got married at 19, so I don't think I'm too young to get married.
I didn't
Is
say
what
you
I'm
were too
trying to
young to
say.
get married. I'm talking about you're worried about all high value men and why men do such and so forth. You should be worried about the men you deal with and how you pick. And if you're picking the men, ultimately, man, guess what? We pick what we're a reflection of. So this is why I don't do that. Well, what about the men thing? That's a very telling question. Many times women always want to say, "What about the men?" Well, what about you? Are you are you really ready to be somebody's wife right now?
I think I am.
Okay. You got a cookbook?
I don't have a cookbook,
I
but
don't
I
need a
have like
cookbook.
How many kids you got? How many kids do you want?
over 50 recipes on my head.
Okay.
So,
How many kids do you want?
how many keys do I want?
Mm-hmm.
3.
Mm-hmm. And how are you being found by men who are marriage minded? Boom, boom,
Hmm.
boom. There you go. That's why you know. That's why you're not finding the right kind of men. Because
I guess like
that's why
the
you're not
attraction
finding
is
the right
first
kind
of
of
all
men because
physical.
you're in charge of this yourself. Boom, boom, boom. You're in charge of it yourself. 22, you don't know how to pick a man. You pick a man based on things that don't work. You don't know what to do. Now if you're ready to be married and all the things you
No,
say, I know what I'm
mostly.
talking. I know what I'm talking about. Thank you. And lastly, you can't overtalk me. Hold on. I do have a question though. You have to unmute yourself. I got a serious question. Ready?
Yeah.
Very serious question. If you
Yeah.
seriously want to be a wife, why do you have a nose ring?
Mm.
What's wrong with the nose ring?
What's right
Everything.
with the nose ring for a woman
Everything.
that wants to be a wife? It doesn't say wife.
I just
It doesn't say wife. That's what's wrong with it. It doesn't say wife. It says fun girl, good time. There's nothing that your father say, yes, dear, if you want to get married, go get a nose ring. That'll attract marriage-minded men. Or is it just something you like and wanted to do?
it's just something I liked and wanted to
Okay, well,
do.
let me tell you something. It sends the wrong signals to men. It sends the wrong signals to men. And that can't be the first time you've heard that. Is it? Yes
This
or
is
no?
only the second time. Yeah, no.
Well, okay, well, what kind of signal you? Okay, everything that we put on our bodies sends some sort of signals. Would you agree?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the obvious things. Okay,
Mhm.
your hair. What kind of signal? What signal does that send to men?
Not sure. It's just I don't know about the signal sense to men. I
Well,
know what it like.
but do you think it's important to know if you want a certain outcome from the opposite sex? Do you think it's important to know what signals you're sending to them? Because men know that if we want women, we have to send certain kind of signals. Because you can't just do what you want to and attract the kind of woman you want. You got to send the right signals. So I'm going to help you from an image consultant standpoint. Image matters. Is that your natural hair?
No.
All right. How long is your natural hair?
So it's like an afro, so I don't really measure the length.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna
Your
say
hair
like if
on
I
your, is that a wig? Is that like a wig or is it like extensions? What?
this is a wig.
Okay. That hair does not look like the hair that grows out of your head. Okay?
I suppose.
No, there's no I suppose, man. Hair does not look like that. Don't do that with me because it's going to go badly.
Okay.
If I was sitting here with a blonde straight hair, I would be sending a different message. If I was sitting here with blue contacts on,
Yeah.
so how do you think men perceive black women with long flowing hair that we know don't grow out of your head? And then the nose ring. And you're asking about men. Well, just like men are responsible, you're responsible too. So if no one's told you, young lady, be yourself. Because what I'm seeing is when I see women with this long hair that I know don't grow out of your head, like it or not, it kind of shows me a woman who doesn't necessarily love herself as much as she should. Because we men have said it countless times. We don't like your weaves, your wigs, and your extensions. Black men have said that countless times. And I know women have heard it, but you continue to do it. Men don't like women with piercings and tattoos and all the other kind of stuff. That does not look like a mother or a wife. It looks like a girl you have sex with and get rid of. So you can decide to make it be whatever you want to, and you ladies can rebel and say, well, I should be able to wear what I want to, not be judged. And I can say whatever you want to, but men are who we are, just like you're who you are. So, I'm gonna say this again too. Young women, young black women, do yourself a favor. Take off all these wigs and weaves. It really makes you look. Black men don't care for it.
Facts.
You really don't. And I'm saying it as politely as possible. Most black men think exceptionally negative about it. Because we're sitting there looking at you with somebody else's hair on their head. And you even have something like, why, if I want hair like that, I'll just go get the woman whose hair that grow out of. Why? Leave the wigs off. And these bull rings in y'all's nose, you look like women that somebody just supposed to have sex with in the back of a truck and then leave her at the next stop. I saw you don't want to be on camera. Okay. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Mr. Samuels?
Yeah, I hear you. Just a second. So maybe by me saying it that harshly, I hope somebody thinks, damn, I don't want to be thought of like that, because it does nothing for you. A pierced septum does nothing for you. Go ahead. How are you?
Nothing.
I'm well, Mr. Samuels. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 30.
All right. What do we got? What are we talking about?
We were talking about the fact that I think it's hard for women to admit to themselves that they're average,
Okay.
and to also know that that there's nothing wrong with average.
Why is it hard?
There's nothing.
Why is it hard to admit? Uh, why do you think it would be hard to admit that?
I think it's hard for us to admit that, and I say us only because I'm also a woman, because we want to think that we are all one of a kind, and that we all have something that another woman doesn't. And if that were the case, then no one would be extraordinary if everybody was.
Right. Right. And I'm trying to understand where that came from. I mean, that everybody's special, then nobody's special.
Exactly.
I don't know. Go ahead.
The society that we live in now, unfortunately, pushes that narrative that everyone can be a millionaire at 24, that everyone can have a Gucci, that everyone can drive, sports car, things like that. And that's just not the reality. That doesn't mean that your quality of life is going to be any less, or that you're going to be unhappy. But I think people need to realize that the process is what we need to fall in love with, not the end goal. You can have a goal to be a millionaire, but let's be honest, there's not a lot of people that are going to become millionaires. So you have to fall in love with the process of it, and that is directly related to women who want a certain lifestyle. It's just...
I'm thinking of the amount of women I've talked to who would just think that what you're saying is the worst thing ever. It's like, no, we can have it all. And I'm like, we don't even come from a culture like that. We don't come from all this, that you got to have all this stuff. And then the very women you're talking about, they earn less than $40,000 a year and know they can't afford this stuff, but then think that, well, I hear what you're saying, and even though it makes sense, life, I can beat the odds because I deserve it. People, this is part of the problem with this participation trophy and 8th place trophies, and part of the issue when you tell everybody's special. Yeah, that's a problem. So,
I actually have. Oh, I was going to say, I actually typically have girlfriends that are older than me, and it came to a point where I just realized that we just were not in sync with our mindsets, and I began to look around at my girlfriends, and between doing a lot of reading and self-reflection and listening to your channel and things like that, I realized that I was going to have to make a lot of drastic changes in my life, because I am single, and I don't want to be single in the next 2 to 3 years.
You said you had a lot of single girlfriends, and you weren't in sync. What do you mean? Give me some. What kind of things are you talking about?
For example, the way that we carried ourselves, our expectations of men. I have a couple girlfriends who, if we go out and there's a gentleman who wants to talk to her, then she expects for him to pay for the entire table, and it would make me feel terrible. Or there's some other girlfriends who kind of like the thug sort of guys, and it just wasn't me, and I was trying to figure out how to separate myself from that, and also kind of move in my own space, because I'm a very soft and demure sort of woman. And So I started just beginning to see these huge glaring red flags. It was almost like the scales were removed from my eyes, and I saw that even though the girlfriends that I have had around me in the past were nice, I saw all of a sudden, oh, I see why you're single, and I don't want to be around that, and I don't want to be
hold on, Kate. Let me mute you just a second, guys. I'm going to show you guys, in my opinion, one of the byproducts or the end goals of 8th place trophies, and everyone is being a special snowflake. This may be a little hard to, but you want to check this out. These are the majorettes. When I was in the band at all black school, the drum major, the majorettes was some of the finest women on campus. They were finer than the cheerleaders. See, it went black girls, cheerleaders, majorettes. And my girlfriend was a majorette and a cheerleader. So you know she was hella fine. Shout out to you. And I want you to look at Arizona, as this Alabama State, I think it is. This is a black college. These are young, college-educated, college women at college age. And these are the majorettes. Look at. And I want you to listen to everybody. Yeah, girl, yeah. What are those? What? And we cheer this stuff on. Look at all this hair, man. Just like I told you, this hair all down your back. I'm like, Rasputia on Norbit was supposed to be a joke.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rats, you name it!
When I talk about a healthy weight, now understand, I know why women get mad at me, because it's like, what are you talking about? A dress size 4, 6? Man, this is that 16, 18 life. Have you seen one? Now, this is the creme de la creme. This is what black men are going to college for, and working them long hours for, and sacrificing for. And you can't tell them they ain't fine. You can't tell, you can't tell them nothing. Now see, this is what it should be. What the French toast, man? We gotta stop celebrating this stuff, man. We gotta stop acting like, oh, they look nice. No, 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 no. Bring back the collarbones. 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 Collarbones, people. Collarbones. I know I'm gonna get a hate mail for this one, but I don't care. I'd rather get hate mail and people be like, dang, we do. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. We sit about, oh, girl, look at you. Shirley them. Yeah, go Shirley. Now, I want to show the difference. I want to show something here, just so I'm a fair arbiter, right? See? It can be done. It can be done. You just gotta prioritize. Where is that? Oh crap. Hold on. Man, I cannot believe this. When I first saw this, I was like, are you kidding me? This is what we're celebrating in college? This cannot be. It cannot be. This cannot be the way. Remember that on Braveheart? This cannot be the way. I don't want to lose a heart. This cannot be the way. You said the nobles would not support him, and to win this battle, we must have an allegiance with the nobles. Yeah, I'm a geek. I'm a nerd like that. This cannot be the way. This cannot be the way. This can be the way. This can be the way. This cannot be the way. This can be the way. See, even with these women, this is their hair. I'll take this and take the hair out versus hair done by Show Enough. Who's the meanest? Show Enough. Who's the baddest? Show Enough. Who's the coldest mofo low down all around this town? Show Enough. Image consultant by Show Enough. Where's Bruce Lee? We need him. Holy crap. I will take this all day over Show Enough crew. Show Enough and a world-class wrecking crew. God damn. I know people gonna hate me, but we gotta stop this, people. One more time for Show Enough and Shirley.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rats, you name it!
Stop it. Stop it. No, I'm not gonna stop. All right. I'm gonna be done. I'm not gonna mess with them. I'm sorry. They put it. That's public. I didn't go looking for that. That's public. So French toasted. Hello, Cameron. How are you?
Mr. Samuels. Well, how are you?
I'm good. Have you called in before?
I haven't. No.
Okay. So what you got for me? What are we talking about? More or less, what's going on here?
I would like to say that I agree with you on like a lot of things. First of all, I'm 23 years old.
Okay.
But I realized that I was cute enough to have like mess around with, but I was never like good enough for like the guy I was.
The guy you wanted?
Yeah, how I was interested in. I was never good enough in that way because, probably because of my looks or like how not as refined as the woman that he was interested in was.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say that like I do agree with you that looks and
well here's how you're 23.
What's good with you?
Okay, so are you judging these men based upon a college experience?
No, I think the men that I'm interested in tend to be older.
Okay.
So they are educated, and
what state do you live in?
currently I live in California, but I used to live in Texas.
Go back to Texas.
Northern California or Southern California?
Southern California.
Oh yeah, competition's tough. Competition is tough in Southern California.
It is.
But I mean, did you go to college?
I'm currently attending college.
All right. So, look, I get it that women all want.
That back tire got a slow leak.
Hypergamy. I mean, hypergamy is on steroids with women today. But a middle class life is not a bad life. I mean, did you come from people? Your family was your family rich, wealthy, or well off?
Um, my dad's in oil.
Mm-hmm. Is he
My
in oil? Is he
mom,
an engineer, or when he's in oil, what does that mean?
he's in oil as in he worked his way up from the bottom. So he's a laborer. He has his GED, but he's not college educated.
So he's like a
My
roughneck
mom,
or something like that.
um, he works with the engineers now, but
Okay, so
he's
is
had
he in the field? Or is he in the field? Or is he in refineries?
in the office. So he works in offshores. So I guess
Okay.
in the
Okay, so
refineries? I'm not.
so the oil comes from the field, and then it either goes to a refinement process. But your father works he's not on the wells. He's not doing that kind of stuff. He's in the labs, in the office, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so that's more like an
Yeah, I'll come back next month. I'm gonna get 2 new ones in the back.
Welcome to Bixby. You can talk to me anytime by saying hi, Bixby.
No, thank you, Bixby. No, thank you. Okay, this is wrong. Sorry, y'all. There we go. Kevin just made me choke on my green tea. You funny.
an engineering assistant kind of thing, which is
Right.
very possible. But still, that puts you in middle class, upper middle class, but middle class. You're still looking at in California, you're $70,000 to $90,000 a year. Uh, but you're capped. You can't become a VP.
Right.
So if you had and with your lifestyle growing up, did you guys live in a suburban home? Did you live in apartments? What was
Suburban
your
home.
okay?
Well, so my dad that's my stepdad, and my parents are divorced, but my Asian dad, I call him my Asian dad. He's an electrical engineer. And when my mom married my stepdad, we moved into his 5-bedroom house. He's never had any other kids, never was married.
Electrical engineer with no kids?
My Asian dad.
Well,
no, my Asian dad.
He has children or no? Does he have children or no?
My stepdad doesn't have any children.
Is that the Asian dad?
And my white dad.
Okay. Who's the engineer? The white guy or the Asian guy?
Asian guy.
Okay. Well, It's middle class. All this is middle class. All of this is middle class. Coming from the oil and gas engineering, it's all middle class. This is where the bulk of the marriages and the bulk of what made this country great was right here. And men in this area are supposed to look better than their women. You're supposed to go to engineering school and get a hot wife, or at least a cute, pretty, or beautiful wife. You're not supposed to go be an engineer and get an average wife. You're supposed to be the guy who's working offshore and get an average wife. The guys who are working onshore, the less dangerous jobs, are supposed to get a better looking wife. That's how that works. So, if you're dealing with men around your father's income, I mean, that makes sense. But if you're trying to get guys who are like the executives flying around, well, you're gonna have a lot of competition for that. Because it's not just about looks. It's also about culture. And people up the chain, men tend to get very race loyal and very homogeneous. So you'll see a lot of non-black men, you'll see a lot of white men who will date Asian women, but when they get married, they do just like Tom Brady, just like Ben Affleck, they go get a white one. Then they're gonna make their white kids, and then they're gonna have fun with their preference.
Sorry about that.
Do you not date Asian? You date Asian men?
I do, yeah.
What's your preference?
Recently it's been white guys.
The two groups, white men, Asian.
How much, my friend? $7? Here's 10. You could give it to him, the propina. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back for those tires. I just got the 2 front tires the other day from you guys, and I'm gonna do like you told me. Remember, you said keep my receipt.
Yep.
Because I told you I was a little bit. I didn't like that price, the 45. But you know, it is what it is. I know times are changing. You know.
Everything now, I don't know where this country going now. Everything going up.
Everything going. Yeah. Yeah, my wife just bought eggs the other day for like $6. On huevo.
Oh, yeah.
12. 12. It was like $6. Everything is going up. And it was from Target. It tasted weird, like plastic a little bit. So I'm not buying Target eggs no more. Pasa bien, okay? La tu familia, todo bien?
Yep.
All right, very good. You look nice. I like the new suits you guys are wearing now. It's nice than before.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Thank you.
How you feel, man? How you
Hey,
doing?
how are you?
I'm okay. Your family, everybody good?
Yeah.
Very good, very good. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm alright.
Yeah, with the armor on. And then you could take $1 tip for yourself.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Alright. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Women are the largest group.
Facts. I didn't say hi. Hello. Thank you. So it's a $6 wash, $2 for the armor all. So now it's $8. I gave the guy in the front $1 tip, and then I gave this guy $1 tip. So I'm paying $10 for the car wash. It's a decent car wash. Zero to complain about.
Of interracial marriage. So, but still, average white guy. That's why what is an average white guy, and he's probably be expected to get an above average looking Asian woman, or else he's gonna get an average Asian woman. So anyway, but Southern California is tough, man. So you better 23 years old. You better put on your track shoes and start throwing elbows, because Becky's coming after the same guy you want. And they're not giving their men up easily. So more white women are starting to fight Asian women for white men, because y'all have been taking, Asian women have been taking a chunk out of white women lately, and they got their sights set on y'all. So blood sport, enjoy. Bye.
Bye.
California, I'm not gonna lie, California, I feel sorry for women in California, in Southern California and in New York City. Southern California, everywhere you turn in Southern California, whatever you like is there. And it's different than Miami, because Miami, people in Miami on that hustle kind of grind. But then New York City, it's the first place I ever lived, places, it'd be better to pick character over income, because if loyalty and fidelity and loyalty is high up for you, Southern California, New York City, good luck with that. You better pick character first. You may have to import many women in Southern California and New York City import relationships, because there's just too much temptation in those areas. But all right. Jeezy got it one. Yes, Jeezy. First he gonna date Brenda, then he gonna date Keisha. So anyway, all right. So that was good. That was great. Ladies, date what you rate. Give yourself a rating. I would tell you, ladies, if you have good guy friends, ask them where you rank. Now, if you're because like attractive women who have traditional classical beauty, 8s, 9s, and 10s, even adjustable 6s, they pretty much know where they rank. It's the average woman that doesn't know where she ranks. If you weren't, but look at your life and look at the kind of men who tried to lock you down. Take the top 50% of those men and the men who tried to make you their girlfriend in public, full benefits. That's where you rank. If you don't come from a list of starting quarterbacks and guys on going full scholarship to Harvard kind of stuff, hey man, it is what it is. Anyway, this has been cool. Let me see. What do we want to do overtime? It's late night. Let me see. Let me look at something real quick to see if we want to do overtime. Who wants to do overtime? In overtime, we just open it up for a little bit more of everything. Do we want to do overtime? If we want to do overtime, let me see. Have we hit the overtime marker? All right. Let's see. Bring this up. Do we want to do overtime? Yeah, he said Filipino. Yeah, Filipino women are a problem for some of y'all, man. Shout out to Xera. Cool, overtime. Darn, man, it's trying to catch up. Let me do this real quick. Let me slow down the chat room because the chat room is going like a million miles an hour. Let me do this real quick. Let's do overtime real quick. I think we'll do overtime. We're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need at least 15 more people to drop something in. If we're gonna do overtime, man, I need to get another drink. We're gonna do overtime. I need to get another drink. Oh, yes, and let's talk about it. Apparently, I've been shouted out on the latest album on the latest album. Okay, I see you. Let's do it. Don't get mad at me. I didn't make it that way. Hey, gentlemen, I'm going to tell you that the world was okay telling you were a scrub and telling you that you work at UPS and you beneath her. But just the fact that one man has one channel for a year has these women upset. So let's give them something to talk about, shall we? Let's give them something to cry about, shall we? Since you want to talk shit about me, okay, let's do it. Let us do it. Summer is over. Winter is coming. Pissing so many women off. I'm giving you a preview of something I've been working on. Just like in the NFL, why don't we have any good black heavyweights in boxing anymore? Well, there's a school of thought that says all the good black heavyweights are playing linebacker in the NFL. Where are all the adjustable six, pretty beautiful or gorgeous women that should be married to the black business class? They're all on IG models, such and so forth. You got all these women who would, in other cultures, they'd be chasing the businessmen, the politicians, such and so forth. We got ours chasing athletes, entertainers, and musicians. No hate to those guys, but that's what it is. So what ends up happening? When you get to be on as an IG model or a video vixen or something like that, what do? They get with the hottest rappers. They get with the Kanyes and the Jay-Z's and the Drakes and such and so forth. But what happens? They make a splash on the scene and they get up here. But do they ever get a man above the highest man? Every man that they get goes down. They go from Kanye and Drake and Jay-Z to the next tier of rappers. You know, not at that level, but they still own, you know. And then they go from that level to down here. But it's always down. And then they go to, you know, the next dude down here. And that's the dude they have the baby with. The dude is like 30 years old, still trying to take it from that one guest verse he did on that one song, right? They have babies with that dude. And then that dude cheats on him and gets him pregnant, so the kind of stuff. And then when it's all said and done, they've gone from all these millionaire rappers and athletes and entertainers and everything else to this dude. Then you know what they do? They do this. Hey, big head, when they start looking towards the, oh, look, he's not a millionaire, but he also has a standard 8 to 5 job and a 401k, and he doesn't go to Dubai and this and that, but he does make $300,000 a year, 400. He's not living that industry life. He's living that high value life, but then I don't have to worry about the next IG model, Tina, trying to holler at him. And I would be an upgrade for him, even though he's a downgrade. If you don't think these high value men know that all these women who have been dealing with these millionaire ballers and entertainers got their eyes set on these dudes, and I got news for you. High value men they're not emergency exits. They're not backup plans because you decide to have babies with dudes who got kids all over the world. These men are not foolish. They really think of that way. They're like, hey, well, hell, I'll date this man and that man and this man and that man, and then I'll go marry a guy who's an attorney. I'll get an account. I'll get this guy. I'll get a VP of marketing, and you'll think that, ladies, these men have the internet too. I've spoken to so many women who think their ultimate bailout plan is, it's all about when they get to the wall, like between 28 to 32. They got a baby in tow, 28 to 32, and they got that, I'll just give me a 45-year-old attorney. He's just gonna hit the jaws a few times to get the fuck on. No. These men are not the cleanup men. So, let me break the news to you, ladies. Winter is here.
Winter is coming.
Winter is here. And you're not going to bring your babies from industry dudes into the business sector and think somebody's going to take you to the country club and wipe you up on hi. Yeah, you remember that one girl that was on that one video? Yes, now she's my wife, right? No. And then when these women realize that they misplayed their youth and they've made the ultimate miscalculation by having a kid riding to Suburban. I think even Megan Good did it, but word is on the street that she's maybe back out there. But see, the only way you can really make that Hollywood industry life into the big where most you will are a bunch of industry baggage. Y'all laughing because y'all know I'm right. You know your godfather knows. If you don't think your godfather knows, you don't think I got email after message from, yes, I'm vice president of mergers and acquisitions and blah blah blah. The next thing you know, I got a hey big head on my LinkedIn from blue check IG model. Yeah, because if you were up here and you didn't cash out up here and you should have. And here's the thing: if my program, and we had been talking about this years ago, a lot of these women would have at least had a choice. Why are you running in behind these NFL, NBA athlete, this, that? Ain't but a few of those dudes. Pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous women of all other races tend to go to the business group of men. But in our community, because those men, the business group are boring, you're square and this and that. Those are the very men that other women prize because they don't have an abundance of that other kind of stuff. So now you think you're going to come to these Will Smith, lame kind of biz guys? Guys, I'm telling the truth. Yeah, I know I'm telling the truth. How many times have you seen, like, wait a minute, wasn't that the old video vixen? Now she's trying to, man, please, tell you something. Your godfather, no. Back in the day, because back in the day when I would see women who were dancers or professional escorts or whatever, funny as hell. 3, 4 years later, they suburban housewives. I got no problem with that. But you just if you want to do this, ladies, you can't come in with no kids. If you come in with a kid, you screwed yourself. Also, ladies, if you want to get with a high value man,
Recording in progress.
your godfather's gonna give you some insider information. Ladies, if you want to get with a high value man and you don't know how, one of the best things you can do is decide to become a high value sugar baby. It is the best. Think of it this way. It's like an internship program, internship program for high value men. Let me explain. You went to college, you got your degree in marketing, and you're 26, you're 24 to 28. Actually, you're 24 to 29, and you don't want to get back out here in the club and you're trying to fight these young girls because you've aged out and you've decided, you know what, I don't need $1 million, 250 will do. But I've never dated a guy at this level who has to get up and go to work. The way you practice, become a sugar baby for a season. Seasonal sugar baby. Are you an IG model? Are you a fit girl or something like that? The perfect women for seasonal sugar babies. Massage therapists, actors, actresses, creatives, women who are in marketing. Yeah. You could either do that, because you can't be man, I'm dropping too much game right now. Seasonal sugar baby. That's right. You got to get on camera. Seasonal sugar baby. Can you imagine, I went the seasonal sugar baby route, and I sugared for 1 year, and I found me a dentist. I found me a cardiologist. Oh, yes. It's funny because it's true. Seasonal sugar baby. And what you need to practice in this, maybe I should do that. The Godfather, Seasonal Sugar Baby University. Learn valuable skills like the girlfriend experience. Learn how to be a feminine asset for a lifetime to a high value man. Oh my God, I'm going to hell. Seasonal sugar baby. Let's see. Massage therapist. Like I said, marketing is great. Marketing, accounting, any of those things, because you could actually do a job for the guy too. And if you want to get an older man with more money, if you are a personal trainer, if you couldn't break and make your IG or Facebook, your IG or your YouTube fitness page pop, but you're still in great shape, there we go. Overtime. Seasonal, it's like a sugar baby contract. You better believe it. I'm reopening my Seeking Arrangements account right now. So if you are seeking arrangements and you see Kevin Samuels, that's me. Ain't no shame in my game. I'm opening my Seeking Arrangements account and be like, but please, if you ain't bona fide fine, don't even waste your time. I was on Seeking Arrangements the other day and I was like, God, dog, you got a 40-year-old woman out there. I was like, are you serious? No, man. Because TikTok is like a great source of information. So many of these women talk about, I've struggled for so many years. Now I should be on a yacht. No. Yachts are for millionaires. You don't have yacht looks. You don't even have speedboat looks. You got Whitewater. You got you got SeaWorld looks. A yacht. You know what it takes to be a yacht girl? Now, in order to be a seasonal sugar baby, now only do it for one season. Brittany, seasonal sugar baby. You go do your internship with a high value man, and if you become a sugar baby, you get anywhere from $2,000 to as much as $5,000 a month as an allowance. Do a 3-month, 6-month, year contract. $3,000 is a fair amount. But see, the funny thing is, you start seeing average ass women asking for $10,000 contracts. She's like, you know what you gotta do for $10,000? Please, $10,000. You got to be a po babies. It's so funny. O'Shea would love to make videos on this. I'm looking for a mature gentleman, a generous gentleman, to be a mentor. Yeah. So that's right. No shame in the Godfather's game at all. Y'all see how, you imagine how crazy that'd be? Come on, overtime is there. Big Henny busted up with, hey, here's sugar baby 1, 2, 3. And they'd be like, come on, you need to come on the show. No, they can't come on the show. No. Say it for us all.
She belongs to the streets.
Paper origami boats. All right, all kidding aside, how many of you guys have been around long enough to remember back in the day when I said that we need to be able to make effing university, because so many dudes need to learn how to, because today, I'm not gonna lie, the average woman dating is more experienced than the average guy. Well, matchmaking doesn't work in the Black community like it works in other communities. Black women have shown that they don't value matchmaking. They think high value men should be for free. Okay, granted. Well, you have to be an asset to these guys. So I bet you that could work. Who put okay. Now here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all need to stop this bull crap. I don't like those jokes like perk 30 in my Red Bull. Okay, we're gonna give you a little time out for that.
Perk 30 in your Red Bull.
See, what we need to understand about is relationships.
He's reading the chat. I can't believe this guy.
Where'd you get the marriage? Really, as the middle class idea with monogamy is a new thing. Marriage used to be the way warring nations or tribes or people made peace. Marriage is the way families join together. I've got sons, you got daughters. I'll marry my sons to your daughters. I'm a farmer. You have livestock. Marriage was a practical thing. We are not that far off from our hunter-gatherer evolutionary biology. And I'm going to tell you, I prefer relationships at the top 20% level because they are far more structured. They make much more sense. Love is business and business is love. You can have both. But see, the thing is, average people, we were taught that we used to fall in love in this romantic thing and there's not enough leverage on either side. That's what I'm saying. Like it or not, you see a lot of these relationships with age gaps. So you got older men with younger women. That's a more natural thing than you see people getting together for short term and breaking up. I would say this too. Men. Okay, guys. I'm going to open it up, guys. You can, let me see if we reach the mark where guys can call in yet. We're almost there. We're almost there to where guys can call in. You know what the problem with this whole sugaring and internships and mentors, all these are pay for play. Black community got a real problem with this. I could care less though. I'm a pragmatist. I'm very pragmatic. I could care less. You don't have to like it. It's number one. Number two, a lot of black men, man, we're too romantic about relationships. You're romantic. I think that's one of the downsides of being raised by our mothers. We become so romantic when it comes to relationships that y'all talk this alpha male RP stuff, but a lot of you guys be in your bed on your stomach reading Harlequin romances like a bunch of bitches.
Tell them,
You can talk all that shit all you want to, but all I got to do to break your whole flow is put the chick that is built the way you like, your kind of chick, and let her show you some interest. Here comes the blue pill under yourself. All you, just like that. See, look at this here. Prostitute, we go ahead and help you out, man. Go ahead and time you out. This is grown-up stuff over here. Grown-up stuff over here. Go ahead and grow you up over here. You can use that called prostitution, dude. Marriage can be considered to be legal prostitution. Grow your ass up. See, that's what I tell you. When you hear men talk about prostitution and all that sort of stuff, the guys who tend to say that are guys who tend to be romantic, or guys who still need to get their weight up on their finances. But see, in our community, you look at it as shaming, and in other communities, they look at it as business. That's your mama coming out of you. It's prostitution. That's your mama. What do they call what is tricking called in non-black communities? Still ain't got that word. They don't have a word for it. They don't have a word for it in non-black communities. You tricking. Man, men of value pay women to stay on program and to stay. If you don't think that the women you deal with are going to have a cost, if you haven't figured in the cost of a woman's going to have, if she's going to make you any money at all, meaning her presence in your life increases your productivity or whatever, if you haven't done the math on a woman, stop playing. Stop playing. This is why I say far too many men don't have a position for a woman, and then you get mad when she's in your life and you don't know what she's there for outside the bedroom. Yeah, you can see a lot of guys upset, like, oh man, it's prostitution. In there reading on their stomach, writing love letters, listening to this emo rap shit.
Okay.
If you don't put Tentacion shit down, popping another perk, emo ass bitches.
Tell them, Kevin. Tell them.
Generation, man. Crying and rap, tattooing your face up. Oh man, my generation had this shit too. It was called Pretty Brown Eyes. It was called Baby Face. If you don't think my generation had emo rap, it was called, what was emo rap in my generation called? I'll pay your rent.
I'll buy your clothes.
I'll buy your clothes.
For you. Soon as I get home from
You don't
work.
think my generation had emo rap? Soon as I get home from work. If you don't think my generation had emo ass rap, and Babyface, I used to catch hell for Babyface because people like, you look like Babyface. Hoven, call him Hoven face. God, the Babyface jokes I've had to endure in my lifetime. I used to have to endure so many goddamn jokes behind Babyface. Hoven face. Here's Babyface. What kind of man would I be to leave you standing in the cold Must have been a silly one that sacrificed a pot of gold. You're the kind of woman that needs a man that's always there. It's not that you require a lot. You just need some tender love and care on your stomach, writing in your goddamn notebook. I give good love. I'll buy your clothes. I'll cook your dinner too as soon as I'll get home from work. I'll pay your rent, your faithful love as soon as I get home from work.
This is Fordham University. All the students from Fordham University running around.
As soon as I get home from work, girl, I'll treat you right. I'll never lie for all it's worth. I'll give you good love. This is the birth of that Percocet emo ass shit. You wonder why women are so crazy. We sitting there, 19 years old, with the damn sitting in there 19 to 21 years old with the damn blue light on, making love. Niggas is broke as shit. Making love to Keith Washington. Can't got to decide to pay the light bill or the phone bill. Talk about as soon as I get home from work. Nigga, you broke. It doesn't make sense that you should have a broken heart If I were the only one, I'd never let you fall apart. You're the kind of woman that needs a man with lots of cash, a stack of major credit cards, and with me, you don't have to ask. And you wonder, and we wonder why our women is crazy. We was in there, we weren't in there as fucking, we was making love, looking at each. The kissing and shit, candles on, baby oil. And they believe this shit. Look at this shit. I give good love, I buy your clothes, cook your dinner too. As soon as I get home from work, I'll pay your rent, your faithful lover. I'll never ever do you wrong. As soon as I get home from work, girl, I'll treat you right, girl, I never lie. I'll never mess around. As soon as I get home from work, I'm coming straight home to you, baby. Yes, girl. Girl, I'll be around, never let you down for all it's worth, all it's worth. I give good love, 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 love. Give. Yeah, man, yeah, shit. Now, see? That's why your mama and them is messed up. Because they mama said, girl, go get your education. Go and get your education. Go to school, get your PhD. That's what they mama told them. Then our mamas told us this shit. And we out here listening to Chucky Booker and Keith Washington and Joe and Silk and all this shit. And you got these two young people getting together and we in there trying to, make love. Shit broke as hell. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. No. Relationships ain't never been this. Who can the fucking do all that? I pay your rent, I buy your clothes, cook your dinner too. As soon as I get home from work, gotta have lots of cash, major credit cards, you ain't gotta ask. No, fuck that. It's lies. Lies. Can't nobody do all that. Oh, let me tell you what and see, for every song that came out like that, you ain't had a lot of women singing that song. Let's see, Superwoman. Now, I want you to understand that there was a time where women were talking about the cleanup woman and all this other kind of stuff. Women weren't singing this kind of shit back then. I'm not your superwoman. I'm not the kind of girl you can let down and think that everything's okay. Boy, I'm only human. A girl needs occasional hugs, token of love from you. I'm not your superwoman. See, that's what happened. Karen White and them talk about, I ain't your superwoman, and Babyface in there talking about, I give good love, pretty brown eyes and all this shit. That ain't what it is. If all that comes later on, this is practical. My way works better. Get practical with it. I give good love. I'll cook your dinner too as soon as I get home from work. I'm tired. Get home from work and try to do all that shit. I'll get you next week. Oh my God. So they were shitting on me, and we were singing love songs to them. Shitting on me. While Babyface was doing this shit, right here in Atlanta, TLC was scrubbing and creeping. They were scrubbing and creeping. They were scrubbing and creeping. Mm-hmm. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, Babyface and them over there just lying to women, left out setting mansions on fire and shit. I prefer seasonal sugar babies, like Richard Gere said in Pretty Woman, $3,000 for the weekend, and on Sunday you will leave. I'm going to hell, but y'all are gonna join me. All right, man. It's 1:30. That was fun. A little overtime. However it works, man, we gotta learn how. We must learn how to interact with one another. Ladies, if you want a high value man, or if you want a man to commit to you for a lifetime, you must be a woman of value and always provide the girlfriend experience. If you don't know what the girlfriend experience is, book a session for $59.95. I'll tell you right now. Can you imagine what's gonna happen when they see my profile when seeking arrangements? They're like, "Oh, girl, I found Kevin Samuel seeking arrangement." Mm-hmm. He said he's gonna be on there. Sure did. Sure did. Oh my God. I ain't even say it. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what would happen if I popped up in Atlanta with blonde hair, blue eye, white woman? Oh Jesus Christ! The internet would go ape shit crazy. First off, they have to determine, was that really a girl? Or was it a guy dressed as a girl? You know, because everybody, they just need me to be gay for some reason. I talked about that last time. Yeah, by the way, let's do that real quick. Let's talk about that real quick. Shirley, I got a question. Shirley. Why do y'all need me to be gay? I asked this on Instagram since I went over time. Why do y'all need me to be gay so much? I mean, it's like so many women just need me to be gay. It would make their whole day. They spend all kind of time looking and trying to secretly find. Look, did you see what he said this when he should have said that? He stumbled over this word. He did this and did it. Look at his shoe and the way he had his finger this way. Why do y'all need me to be gay so much? Shirley and you beta males who go ahead and back Shirley up. Why is that such a big deal to y'all? They need guys like, and the answer is they need it because if I'm gay, that means what I say is because I don't like women, or is it you do like? It gives you something else to talk about? No, not really. See, this is the old trope. Back in the babyface days, when women couldn't find men, they had to make black men secretly gay or down low to justify why they sit up on these panels at 50 years old talking about men that they could have got with back in the 90s if they had some sense. See, gentlemen, you'll understand something. That they never pick men that they don't want to be gay, bisexual, or down low. It's always the kind and caliber of men they want and wish they could get, but they can't, so they make them gay. We get it, Shirley. We get it. We get it. Still don't work, though. Don't work, don't work. And could you imagine what would happen if I step out and, you know what, I might just do that shit. I might do it. I might just do it. Go get me a blonde hair, blue eye. Yep. Mm-hmm. Don't
do
be
it.
surprised. Could you imagine what it would be all over the shade room, all over everywhere? Oh, controversial internet influencer, image consultant, full-time black woman hater, spotted with a very attractive blonde, blue-eyed woman. Snuggled up and smoothed up. There would be streams for a week. Hey, Free, I should do this shit, right? Oh my God. Go on their fences and start trolling their ass. No, you know what it would be, Jonathan? What it would be, they'd be like, oh, no, he just did that. That's his beard. Oh, that's the beard is to throw everybody off the gay trail. Oh my God, Jonathan, you know what I'm gonna do? Jonathan, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go get me a blonde, I don't like blondes, I like brunettes. Brunette, green eyes, brown eyes, something like that. And then pull up in Shops at Buckhead and bust out and hold on. I'm gonna bust out them shoes right there and make them do their fucking mom. I'm gonna wear those shoes and be like, oh, he wore the heel set, boot set kitten on him. Oh my God, the internet will lose its mind. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bust out the pink fur coat and everything. Holy shit. Y'all ready? They're gonna be like, oh, they would lose it. They would lose. Do you realize the people who would lose their mind, they would just be like, you don't need to go find skipped over clips and splice together shit that I said and take photos. No, I'm gonna give you everything you want to. So every time you see me stepping around Atlanta in this, it's gonna be an inside joke. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. That would be so much fun. Officially, troll season has started. I can say what y'all want to. These some comfortable ass shoes. We so ready for it. I'm ready for it. Guaranteed content for years. We're gonna reverse Grinch their ass. Y'all want to reverse Grinch them? Y'all want to reverse Grinch their ass? I'm gonna reverse Grinch them. Be pissing them. I mean, like, I cannot believe it. He took all of our best punchlines. We can't say anything anymore, guys. It's not fair. It's not right. Oh my, not even cool. It's good to be the king.
Thank you for checking out my channel. You are appreciated. If you've gotten any value out of this, what you can do is hit the Cash App. That's Elvis Rosenberg. That's $ Elvis Rosenberg. One word. The E and the R is capitalized. My PayPal is at Elvis Rosenberg. And my Venmo is at Elvis-Rosenberg. Express yourself. You are appreciated. I had a great time. I'll go places that most people aren't going to even attempt. I love you.